And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Sports Battery. I am Monte with my co-host Matthew. How you doing this evening, Matthew?
I'm ready for the playoffs, Monte. I'm excited, man. It's the best time of the year.
Yes,
It's the
sir.
playoffs.
College football playoffs. The Irish and Penn State are playing right now, and then Ohio State and Texas for the Final Four, and then we have the NFL playoffs with the Rams and the Vikings, the Eagles, the Buccaneers, the Ravens and Steelers. Um, excuse me. And then we also have the freaking um, Texans and Chargers, the number one seeds, the Lions and Chiefs. This is gonna be crazy. The Ravens just announced that Zay Flowers is gonna be out this weekend, this Saturday versus the Steelers.
Well, man, let's go. So let's start with Saturday, man.
Yeah,
First of all, I mean, before we talk about the playoffs, as a Commanders fan, man, I've seen only one playoff win in my entire life. So I really just want them to know that and just go get it for us, man. Like go do it.
yeah,
We've been here. We've rolled with the punches. Go do it for us.
yeah,
But I really think that Jaden Daniels went to the Buccaneers. He went to Tampa in Week 1. Didn't play the best that he could possibly play. Then I was at home for Week 2 where we didn't score a single touchdown against the Giants, but we still won by field goals. Remember that?
yep,
But then Week 3 he scored on almost every single drive. That was really like his coming out party Monday night against the Bengals in Week 3. But we saw him in Baltimore. I think we can outscore anybody. I think we can beat the Buccaneers because I don't really think the Bucks have beaten anybody too particularly impressive this year.
right. Okay. They're still without Chris Godwin as well.
Well, that's different too, right? Yeah, that's different from Week 1 too.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Plus, we got Lattimore now, right? It's a lot different. Oh yeah, 'cause that's his boy.
Yeah, Lattimore definitely might be going at it. We'll see. We'll see how that
Yeah.
goes out.
But yeah, man, I mean, listen, dude, you want to start with the let's just go in order on the days though. Saturday, do you want to do Chargers, Texans, or Steelers, Ravens first?
We could do Texans Chargers. That's the first game. First game for the playoffs.
So, how do you feel?
This one's be honest. This one's a tricky one. To be honest with you.
See, me too, man, because like I'm confused about the Chargers because I can't name anybody outside of J.K. Dobbins that's like really making plays all the time for them, right? So, but they're in these games. But they're always low scoring games that I don't want to watch on CBS, right? And it's like I don't really know too much about it, but the Texans, I feel like I followed them really. I was really big on the Texans going into the year, but all these injuries at the wide receiver position, it's just going to be tough.
Yeah, especially losing Tank
But I
Dell.
could totally, but think about it. I saw that this is a Texans game Saturday. It's the first Saturday game. Every playoff game they've ever played in their history as a team has been a Saturday, the first game on Saturday. Because they're one of the newer franchises. Think about that. That's
Right.
kind of crazy.
They're the newest one. Yeah, technically, yeah.
Well, what's crazy about this is because I think CJ Stroud could pull this out, but I just like Harbaugh. I just like Harbaugh.
Yeah.
So it's tough,
Harbaugh.
man. Who do you want to pick at the end of the day?
I think at the end of the day, I think I'll pick the Chargers just because I feel like um, Herbert has been in the playoffs. Um, J.K. has too, but not played. But he has experience with the Ravens. Um, and then you have Harbaugh, who has experience in the playoffs and the Super Bowl. So I think they'll be better mentally prepared.
Well, he went to a Super Bowl. He didn't win it.
No, yeah, that's what I said. I say he went to a Super Bowl. He's been to back to back.
I hear you, man. I feel like that is kind of the difference because Herbert's good, man, and so is CJ Stroud. But CJ Stroud's like not at full strength with those guys down.
Yeah, I feel like the Texans are not as they. I feel like they're not on fire as they. I mean, yeah, they did a good job against the Titans their last regular season game, but I think the Chargers might pull it off. Um,
I want to pick the Chargers too, man. I'm sorry with Stroud, but
Yeah, I
I
like
may do
Stroud.
some
Love Stroud.
passing props
Buckeye
for
guy,
Stroud.
but I think I'm gonna go with Herbert and Harbaugh for this for the first round. I think we're gonna do that.
Hardball's playoff win. All right.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I
then
like that. All right.
second game in Baltimore.
Hardball's playoff win. I like that
Yeah,
though. I mean, it's
and
locked
both
in
the
now. All
Harbaugh
right.
brothers will get their dubs, even with Zay Flowers out for the Ravens. I think they will get it done. I think both Harbaugh brothers will get it done on Saturday. I
All
think
right,
the
man.
Steelers
So we
Ravens will
got
pull up as well.
so next is Steelers Ravens. I mean, I think it's clear and obvious the Ravens will win, but do you think that Steelers will be within 10 points and will it be under 44 points?
Oof.
Because I totally think the under's happening. I think the four because it's a totally happens all the time. But at the same time, I don't want to put that on everything because that because the last time they met, I said that and the over hit last time they met, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
It's in Baltimore. It's gonna be cold. It's against the
Mm,
Steelers.
oh,
I
Derrick
think.
Henry's gonna. This is remember I talked about this when we signed Derrick Henry. I said this is the time that you pay him the money for because when it's cold in Baltimore, this is when you give Derrick Henry the ball, man. We should
Yeah.
go all in on Derrick Henry
Yeah.
on Saturday. We should pick him for a touchdown. And do you want to pick 100 yards?
Yeah. I think Henry is gonna have a good game, and I think Isaiah likely will have a great game too.
Oh man, but that could easily be Mark Andrews too.
It could be too. Either Mark Andrews. I think it's gonna be a good game because he's
Especially,
down a weapon, so now
yeah.
everyone else has to step up.
Well, I think that with Zay Flowers being out, you put the ball in Derrick Henry's hand a little more, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm totally all in on this Derrick Henry touchdown. I mean, but that's easy. But the yards, man, it's always hard to pick the yards.
Yeah.
And I've been hurt with Henry before, man, so it's tough with him. Because sometimes I'll go low and maybe pick like 50 or 60, and he'll get that in like the second quarter, man. It's like there's no point looking at this, man.
I
He's
agree.
crazy good, man. Watching him at Baltimore this year, it was wild. I really feel like that was the best running back performance I've ever seen.
Very
But
consistent.
he's going to score against the Steelers on Saturday. But do you think the Steelers will be within 10 points?
I think they might be within 10 points. I don't know actually.
Just because of the division thing, like the whole, it's a
Yeah.
division game, so we'll make it close.
Yeah, it's either gonna be
Yeah,
close or
okay.
it's gonna be a blowout. I don't think it's gonna be in between or anything like that. If I mean
I
blowout,
could
then it's gonna be
totally.
15
I
points.
think their defense is too good for like too big of a blowout. So like I don't see like the way you guys stomped on the Bills and the Cowboys, not like that.
No, 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 no. But we definitely put up a lot of points against them the last time we played them. So yeah, I think we'll win within 10 points.
All right, man. Let's move on to the Sunday games then.
All right, we got
1 o'clock is Broncos Bills.
Broncos Billy, Bo Nix versus Josh Allen, in
Yeah, man.
Buffalo. I think I'm gonna choose Buffalo for this
I think
game.
you have to.
Yeah,
Well, I think what's crazy is like I recall watching the Bills in the first round the past couple years. It's pretty wild in their home crowd.
yeah,
And the weather, they talk about how it snows all the time and fans will show up at 6 a.m. to shovel, you know what I mean? And that they get nothing in return but just pictures at the stadium, you know what I mean? But they do it anyways. It's crazy stupid. Then they jump on tables outside.
yeah,
It's Bills Mafia, dude, but the Broncos play, those high altitudes, so they can overcome all of that. I feel like, but at the end of the day, I feel like this is going to come down to maybe Bo Nix throwing like a late pick or something like that in Buffalo.
yeah. It's gonna
It
come
would
to
be
the wire.
close. I think they heavily favored the Bills, but I feel like it wouldn't surprise me, man, if Bo Nix. I think that who's the best defense that Josh Allen's probably played all year.
Probably Chiefs.
Really? You
Yeah.
think that? So you're putting the Chiefs above maybe the Ravens then?
Uh, in terms of like their, you're right. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I guess all
So
year the Buffalo. I guess yeah, the Ravens have been their
So
toughest.
listen, man, Josh Allen didn't score at all against the Ravens defense, and the Broncos, in my opinion, kind of have a better defense than the Ravens. So like I'm looking at this and I go, I don't think Josh Allen's going to be Superman, but I think they'll win at the same time, you know.
Yeah,
And Bud Mix will keep it close, man, but the Bills will find a way. I
yeah. I think I do got the Bills, but I do like the Broncos. Broncos are definitely going to be a
think the
lot
Broncos
closer.
keep it within 10 points.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be within 10 points. The
Well,
Broncos,
they have it.
sure.
They have it at 8 points, which is kind of wild.
Yeah, it's wild. But I got the Bills. Bo Nix and the Broncos are going to be pretty good after this
Yeah.
year. They're going to be scary
But
next
you
year.
know what? Is it going to snow?
I don't know. I didn't see anything so far.
But like I said, I feel like, the Broncos home is tough too. So I feel like amongst the teams that have to play in a tough atmosphere, they're used to playing in a tough atmosphere. So, they're more equipped than that. Then the Bills beat the Bills. I can't think about it off the top of my head, but they beat somebody big at home last year. Was it the Chiefs at home in the regular season?
I can't even remember. I think it might have been the Chiefs at home. Or it might have
Somebody, and it was like the first time. Oh, I think it was the Bengals actually.
okay. It was
They
either
beat
that
the
or Miami.
Bengals.
So I know they beat Miami at home as well. That was a
They
big
beat the
game.
Bengals in Buffalo in the playoffs last year. But once again, man, the Bengals defense is terrible. So like it's like once again, the Bengals didn't go into Buffalo and play well, but the Broncos may give them a better run than last year.
Right. Okay. I like it. I like it. All right, we can go to the next one. So we like the Bills,
So it's the Packers Eagles next.
Packers, Eagles. Who do you like?
Well, ultimately, I like the Packers, man. I think that remember they played in week one, right? Like in that Brazil game or whatever, and Jordan
Yeah,
Love got hurt. And listen, the Packers looked like crap that day, but it's been a long time.
and it was still a close game.
In a long time. But yeah, that came down to the final play. Jordan Love got hurt on the final play. So
Yep. So Jordan Love just got injured last regular season, but he's gonna play this playoff game.
oh
So
man, I saw that.
yeah, so
See, that was wild, but Malik Willis is pretty good. And I just looked it up, man. You know what? I think I got it wrong, dude. The Bengals actually beat the Bills 27-10 in that playoff game in January 23. So this was a while ago.
I think the
The
thing
game
too
that I'm talking
was
about.
Miami.
But dude, the Bengals when they went to Buffalo, they beat them. They beat a 14-4 Buffalo team. So it's like they do screw up, man. I messed up. I messed up a minute ago. But listen, what my whole point was, the Broncos are good on the road. They play in a tough environment. They can go in and beat Buffalo, and they lose all the time in the playoffs at home.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, man. But listen, back to the Eagles Packers. If it's Kenny Pickett, do they really have a shot? If it's Kenny Pickett versus Malik Willis, what do you think?
No, I like me. I think I like Malik Willis. But the only thing
Yeah, I
is,
do too.
Kenny Pickett has Saquon behind him too, so it's also another cheat code.
I hear you, but when you take the run, so then you take the runaway, right? You pack the box with those linebackers, and you make him throw it. So I know he's good, but he can't out juke all my linebackers, right? You make him throw.
Okay. See what you're going with.
See, I'll put all three. I'll put all three in that box. I'll make every gap blocked. I'll put four linemen down. Maybe I'll put four linemen down. I'll put three linebackers up front. I'll pack the core. I said